Welcome back to Edgework, part of the Hammer Betting Network, presented by FanDuel. I'm Zack Phillips, joined by Matt, Alber, and So Money here to break down the 3 NHL games on today's schedule, give out best bets, maybe get a little bit of a parlay, answer questions from the chat there as well. But before we get into anything here, before we catch up with Alber, who we haven't seen in a while, you guys know it already. Hockey season is in full swing, and with FanDuel, you can turn a little hunch into a true power play. FanDuel has the hottest same-game parlays found on the Parlay Hub. Lace them up and follow your bets with player prop tracking, or bet on the fly with the Pulse. Make every NHL watching experience more with FanDuel, North America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers kick off season with $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Just place any $5 bet and you'll get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Please play responsibly. You must be 18 plus, physically located in Ontario. Gambling problem? Call 1-866-531-2600. That's 1-866-531-2600. Visit connectsontario.ca. Alber, we haven't seen you in a while, brother. Have you been dodging us? Have you just been living in shelter? Like, what's going on?
Maybe a little bit of both. Got to try everything to see if I can turn the Rangers season around somehow. Dodge the show for a little bit. I mean, today we got all the lotion back on the bed. We got all the lotion over there. Like every bit I could find around my apartment's over there. So maybe we can get back to the vibes from last year. Screw the bed. Like we're in try everything mode and see if anything helps turn the season around.
That's a lot of lotion, bro.
Yeah, I got on. I told Zach, I said, all right, you know what? Like I got up and I was like, we got to change the mojo somehow. So I just took a walk around the apartment and said, all right, any lotion I see is going right next to the bed. So we're trying that. I mean, it's probably not going to happen. I mean, this team just sucks. But I don't know. They find new ways to lose every night, which is at least entertaining. Like against the Devils, they play probably the worst game I've ever seen anyone play. They got like 11 shots on goal or something the whole game. All right, whatever. The holiday break, at least they're going to play better. They actually played pretty well the other night, and Igor finally was the reason that they lost the game, which can't really say that a whole lot. So I don't know. We've reached new levels of bad. They're just finding different reasons every single night, and clearly no optimism going forward at this point.
Well, while Albert deals with that, So Money's dealing with cat fights in the dressing room between star players.
I wish our star players cared enough to fight in the locker room.
And I have Matt Murray in net, so real good.
You know what? I would love if our star players started fighting in the locker room. At least it would look like they give a shit.
What a mess.
So Money, you doing okay with all those reports coming out in Vancouver right now?
No, I don't. What sucks for me is that I'm the type that you keep everything internal. I'm pissed off that we know about what's going on inside the dressing room, right? Yeah. Like at some point you need to have that taken care of internally. Quinn Hughes I can give a pass to because he's just made captain. He's younger. He's learning the ropes, whatever, right? But Rick Tocchet had to step in there and just like get these guys together and be like, shut the fuck up, right? Like just figure out your shit. You were called a baby. You're called an asshole. Who cares, right? Like just either fight it out internally or just shut the fuck up and play, right? So that kind of stuff really pisses me off, right? There's no reason why we should be talking about what's going on between two star players within a dressing room. And essentially what it boils down to is that on a team, you can really, really only have one superstar, right? That's the way it works. You can have a 1A and a 1B theoretically, but you always have to have that 1A, right? And there's only one guy who can really be the star of the team. And right now, I mean, it could be either, right? And I think it's there is ego involved. There is it does come into play. So I mean, it's just unfortunate that we have to talk about this, and it's even a thing for a team that was supposed to be ready to take the next step, and really they're nowhere here. So
yeah,
so that really sucks.
Yeah. Quickly here, Claudio says, I know this is an NHL show, but is USA U20 plus 195 a bet versus Canada?
Yeah.
I would say if you have plus 195,
Yeah.
hammer.
Yeah.
Yes, that would be auto.
100%.
I just pulled up, but like, I mean, I just pulled up as well. FanDuel, wrong tab there. Pulled up FanDuel there. Minus 104 you're getting on US versus Canada right now on FanDuel. So if you've got a plus 195,
So I don't
Max.
usually advocate this, but just pause the show right now wherever you're seeing it. Like just go bet it right now. Right?
Go
Like
run that.
we won't be offended. Like if you're getting plus 195, do it right now.
I'd be offended if you didn't go do that.
seriously, I quickly was I was scrambling trying to find where that is. I don't know if that's even out there. That if you've got it, go. Yeah. The other one here, this is a good one, Charles. Who would win, Latvia World Juniors or Rangers?
I hope Latvia would beat him at this point. Maybe that'll make him act like they give a shit. I don't know. I hear this like fighting in the locker room. I'd love to see Mika Zibanejad fight like Chris Kreider in the locker room at this point. Like maybe it would look like they actually give a shit.
They're holding hands in there. They're all doing the song and dance, singing around. It's all good.
Real quick, Connor asking about the Devils murdering our franchise. Our franchise got murdered by the Devils, the Flyers, the Blues, the Blackhawks, the Kraken. I don't know. Just keep throwing random teams in this mix. Like it's not one game that murdered the franchise. It's been legitimately like 6 weeks. Could name half the NHL. The Predators, like they've lost to the last place team in the league, 3 times already this year, I think. Either 2 or 3 times.
He's so rattled.
Yeah,
it's not one game.
Space.
It's just
you're not in a good space.
No, we're not. Maybe
At least you have the
2025
lotion ready.
better.
At least you have the lotion ready for your soft landing there.
Yeah. It's
Did you get a new blanket on your bed there?
Yeah, it's the weighted blanket. I put it on there in the winter.
Oh yeah, I thought it was because you needed some extra comfort.
Maybe it was that. You know what? We got to change the mojo somehow. We're just gonna try everything, anything and everything. Like maybe I'll do the show from bed one day. Maybe that'll fucking change it. I don't know.
Yes, that's what we need. We need you to do the show in bed. Yes.
And somehow this isn't even the worst team I root for. The Jets lost by like 50 points yesterday. They have Aaron Rodgers and they're like 3-13 or something.
But at least did you see them walk out with the boombox? They look badass.
I saw the highlights of that after. That's pretty great. I do enjoy walking out to I think it was Gangster's Paradise. Like you're walking out to that and then you immediately go down. I think they went down 40-0 before they scored some garbage touchdowns late. So it's like somehow the Rangers aren't even the worst team I'm rooting for at the moment. Like this is great.
Poor guy, man. Yeah, I think
you know what? Before you guys I know you guys are enjoying laughing and everything, but you know what? At least the US didn't lose to Latvia.
Okay,
everyone's in the same spot. Like it doesn't even matter anymore. Like I will say, like the U.S. looked like garbage against Latvia. We are an NHL show. We'll get back to it. The U.S. looked like garbage against Latvia. I was at that game. If Latvia had another day's rest or another 4 hours rest, I'm not saying they win by any means. It's not what the final score was, and that score, even in the first place, was not indicative of how the game was played. Latvia is a slow team that has no offensive ability, but holy shit, can they play defense, and they just slow the game down, and the Americans could not generate like anything, but they can just capitalize when they get opportunities. Like the power play, yeah, it's a goal. Like they're going to be able to score. So if they had an extra day, that Latvia US game would have been real different. Not saying they win, but it would have been different. And just for those not following, like Canada beat Finland, Canada lost to Latvia, the US beat Latvia, lost to everyone, beat Germany, but they beat Latvia, they lost to Finland. Now everyone's all in the same spot here. So Tuesday's Canada-US game is a hell of a lot more important. Way more important now. So
that's gonna be
fun. I think the best part of the Rangers season at the moment is watching Gabe Perreault in the World Juniors.
Yeah.
Like that's what we've come to.
Who missed 2 breakaways yesterday against Finland.
He's a future Ranger. He's going to fit right in. He's going to fit right in. I don't even know how many breakaways I've seen the Rangers have, which has not been very many, where they haven't even gotten a shot off or they've missed the net, or I don't know. That's like one of a million issues that they have.
All
We
right.
can skip this first game if you want. We can
Um,
go to my
Money,
pick.
but before we get to the games here, is there anything else you want to get off your chest? While this seems to be like a therapy session here.
Yeah, I'm glad this is the last fucking game of 2024. That's sorry. That's all I have to add to this. Like, at least this stupid year is over.
What a mess. Poor guy.
Oh God. Last thing, Rob, is there a good team in the tournament, or are we reaching parity? Probably a bit of reaching parity. Probably a bit of some of these teams not playing that well here in the stretch, and also we're not really keeping eyes on Sweden, who I think is pretty disgusting. But they're just in the other group. All right, let's get to the games here today. Let's start. Oh God. Let's start with the Rangers and the Panthers.
Let's not.
Rangers plus 164, the Panthers minus 200. 5.5 the total on FanDuel right now. Minus 140 over, plus 114 under. Alber, let's go to you.
Let's go. Let's do this.
I'm so glad this is the last game of the year.
Well, it's not Rangers, really. There's like 40 more.
Yeah, well, you know what? New year, new Rangers. Maybe. Probably not, but we can hope, right? I mean, they actually played pretty well the other night. Like, I don't even know how to break these games down anymore. It's legitimately like, do they try? Do they care? And you can't really put a price on that. They played pretty well the other night against Tampa. Igor let them down. Like, I wouldn't expect that in back-to-back days. Or back-to-back games. I don't think it's quick tonight. I do think they go back to Igor unless I miss some news. Panthers are probably still missing a 0 here. I don't know. I certainly I can't bet on the Rangers. And I do think, like, at some point here, I think the Rangers in some of these big plus money spots are probably worth playing. You just got to see a little bit from them first. Like, you have to see more of a pulse, I think, before you go out and lay these numbers. But I do think there will be some spots here to end up getting on them, because if they decide to start giving a shit, like, they still have the top end talent to match a lot of these other teams. Not tonight. I apparently will be watching the game. I don't really want to. They're probably going to lose 5-1, but in all honesty, it's Rangers or nothing, but like, I'm certainly not betting it.
So Monty, how are you kind of breaking this one down where we see the number at right now? You agree that there's a 0 missing on the Panthers tonight?
No, but I do like the way, and Albert touched on this. I actually did like the way that the Rangers played that game in Tampa Bay. I thought that they looked much better defensively. They did look like they had a pulse. I think that 6-2 score was not indicative of the way that game should have played out.
You've allowed 2 shorthanded goals. You're right behind the 8 ball already.
Yeah. So and Peter Laviolette touched on this as well, that 5-on-5 wasn't really a problem in that game. The problem with the Rangers overall is that there's a different problem every game, right? So they played better defensively, they looked better, but goaltending let them down. So I do expect Shesterkin again, and even with that dud that he put in, he's still trending up for me. And it just goes to show how valuable this guy is to this team. On the other end, we have Bobrovsky, who is confirmed, and he's actually been pretty inconsistent this year. He's had a couple of bad games now, and Florida's a tough team to kind of get a gauge on, and we've talked about this all year. They've gone all of a sudden they can't score anymore, right? So I would expect a better game from Shesterkin. I do like the way that the Rangers are trying to play defense. So better game from Shesterkin. Like what I see from the Rangers. Florida can't score anymore. You guys know where I'm going with this. Bobrovsky has been inconsistent, but I don't think that that's going to be a trend moving forward. Concern I have would be Florida. At some point, they're going to figure it out offensively. We know that, and they're going to start breaking through. But in this game here, with expecting a Shesterkin bounce back, I do think that both teams will be fine playing a lower event game. So I did bet the under. I think we have. Are we at 5.5 there?
Yeah, but it's 5.5 plus 114. You can do 6 minus
Okay.
110 if you want.
Yeah. Let's do the flat 6. So I am on the under there.
Under 6 minus 110. First bet of the day that we lock in here. Alber, you think we get a bounce back from Shesterkin tonight?
I mean, I would think so. Again, just the kind of issue with the Rangers is it's a different issue every night. A lot of these nights, it's that they can't defend a beer league team. They couldn't defend Latvia. Like, I don't know. It's just kind of like you pick which issue you're going to get. So hopefully for so money's sake, the issue is they can't generate any offense. Not they can't defend anybody. But
there's always something.
I'm sure one of them's going to happen. And that is the issue. So money said it perfectly. Like, the biggest issue with the Rangers is it's a different issue every night. It's not even like it's the same thing where you can drill down and be like, all right, this is the issue. We have to go out and solve it. Like, I don't think there's
there's not one issue.
No, there's not one issue. It's just like, and this is why I don't think like there's a trade out here that they can make this year that fixes all of this.
Right.
Like, even let's go to extreme levels. Even let's say they don't give up anything on. And this obviously would never happen. But let's say they get Brady Tkachuk without giving up a single thing on their NHL roster.
Okay, stop soft tampering.
I still don't think they're great. I still don't think that's the issue, like the fix.
Right.
Oh, are we going to talk about the Sens now?
No, we are not.
No, because that puts us about like 2 messages away from talking about the Canadians, and that's just not going to happen today. Not doing it.
Okay, there you go. Under 6 minus 110 we add here, courtesy of So Money. Next game, Preds and Jets. The Nashville Predators plus 114, the Winnipeg Jets minus 134, 6.5 the total on FanDuel right now. Minus 140 under, plus 114 over. So Money, I'll let you take the lead on this one. Is anything standing out to you? Anything that you're looking to bet in this game?
A couple of notes from this game. We are on, I believe Comrie should get the start tonight, even though it's not confirmed because the Jets are on a back-to-back. They're playing in Colorado tomorrow.
Yeah.
I would assume that Hellebuck has started 3 straight. They'd probably want to go Conley today and Hellebuck tomorrow, but I'm not sure. So that's something that we need to keep an eye on because obviously that's going to make a difference there. Comrie, he's been below average, but he's not terrible. The only thing is that when he does get confirmed, the market hates him, right? So, and I think the market overmoves on Comrie's games. So that's something to keep an eye on. If he does get confirmed, if the Jets fall lower than they already have here this morning, I would be more inclined towards the Jets. Of course, if we get Hellebuck, then even at these numbers right now, I would play the Jets up there at minus 130 to minus 140. I'd be fine with the Jets if we get Hellebuck. So we do need to know who's going to be in goal for that game. Saros, on the other hand, he's been struggling and he's also trending lower for me. There was a time this season where he was keeping them in games, and similar to the Rangers, not at the same level, but there's a different issue with Nashville all the time as well, right? Like where we touched on the Rangers, the problem is they don't have one problem. The same thing with Nashville as well. They don't have one problem anymore now that Saros is trending lower. So something to keep an eye on. They had finally a relative breakout offensive game against the Blues, and they end up giving up 7 goals, right? So that's very uncharacteristic of Nashville. I would expect Nashville to bounce back defensively because I think that as a team they know that's what's going to get them results in this league. So we need to know who's playing in goal. I can't do anything until I know. And until I know that the Jets are on a back-to-back, so we'll probably get that later. But yeah, I'll be on the Jets if Hellebuck gets confirmed. I'll be on the Jets if the market overmoves on Comrie. And I have no interest in. I shouldn't say no interest, but at the current number, I don't have any interest at the current number on Nashville.
Okay, fair enough. Nothing for so money as of right now. Obviously, monitoring news throughout the rest of the day, and then seeing who is and who isn't starting. Alber, at current prices, current numbers, is there anything that you're interested in?
So I think the first thing you said is correct. You can't do anything until you know who's in net here for Winnipeg. I would say the closest thing I would be is probably to an under here, especially kind of he touched on Nashville, and like they have been a lot better defensively. They've been one of the better defensive teams in the league for a little bit here now. And Winnipeg, like we know that's how Winnipeg wants to play too. Again, you just can't do anything till you know who's in net. But again, like the market's clearly been moving a lot between Hellebuck and Comrie all year. So if like we get Comrie and this turns into a 6.5, I'll probably be on the under. So you kind of got to wait and see how it goes. But I do tend to agree. Like I'm not as interested in Winnipeg as I think he is. I'd be more interested in the under personally, but you just kind of got to wait and see what happens.
Okay, last game here to get to, Utah and Seattle. The Hockey Club minus 134. The Kraken plus 114. 5.5 total on FanDuel right now, minus 140 over, plus 114 under. Albert, any interest for you in this one?
Nope, going to be boring and say I don't have anything here. I think if this number keeps moving towards Seattle and maybe you get definitely 130, maybe a 125, I'd play it small. I'd be interested in there. At this price, I don't. I do see why Utah took a little bit of money, but if this keeps going, I'll end up on Seattle.
Okay. And so, Money, you had some interest prior to, but is that remaining at current prices?
Sorry, just give me 1 second. I'm just going through the Jets had their optional morning skate. Sorry, I know this is live, but I
You're good.
I need to make sure that we get this figured out here.
You're all good. Albert, in the meantime, is there you were asked, have you been in the lab while you were MIA? Have you got any futures that you've added?
The short answer is no, I have not. Let me take a look.
You weren't in the lab? Are you kidding me?
I was avoiding hockey as much as possible. Good God, the Rangers are plus 200 to make the playoffs now. That's probably still missing a 0.
I'll let So Money take the lead here, or to go back.
Yeah, I'm looking at
this Utah game.
Yeah, so it looks like that we're not going to get Conley. We're going to get Hellebuck here. So what's the number we can get on the Jets right now?
Jets number that we can get on FanDuel right now, there is a minus 140. If we look elsewhere, which I'm just checking on BetStamp app right now, obviously things are moving. Minus
Hey, Zach, can we lock in the under on FanDuel too? Best price in market.
Yep. Under 6.5, minus 134. Is that what you're looking for?
Oh,
different one.
I saw like an
under 6 minus 106.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, under 6 minus 106, and then some money we knew minus 135 on Winnipeg.
No. It's a little bit too high. So yeah, I'm fine with the under there. I don't disagree. I'm not going to make it a double best bet, but I can't play the Jets at the number right now, anyways. So yeah, but a Hellebuck is going to be starting. It looks like.
Okay. Added that one. Sorry, and then go to the this Utah game here. So Money, thoughts on where the number is currently at?
Yeah, so I did bet Utah, but it looks like we're out of range here. I had Utah up to minus 130. Couple of notes in this game. Vejmelka has been confirmed, and he's been outstanding this year. I think that, and he's trending even better for me. So that says a lot here. Utah has lost. They've lost 3 straight, but they've been playing better overall. I think that in their last game against Colorado, they got that game stayed under. We had the under there, but they kind of got away from what they need to do defensively. And against a team like Colorado, of course, they're gonna pounce on it. So I do expect Utah to get back to their defensive game as well. Seattle, on the other hand, they've been struggling overall, and a comeback against defensively deficient Canucks team is not going to change my opinion of you at this point. So even though I give them credit for the win, I think that win was more on the Canucks sticks than it was on Seattle, especially with all the let's just say the giving mood that the Canucks were in their defensive zone in the last in the last 5-10 minutes of that game. So again, I'm not taking anything away from Seattle, but I think the Canucks gave that game away. So it looks like we're going to get Grubauer in net with a Decord dealing with an injury here. So I did play Utah. Unfortunately, we're just out of range right now. So unless if it comes back, I really can't recommend a play on Utah at the current number. So we would need it to come back. Grubauer sucks. That's a big downgrade from Decord. So, and I think that's probably what gave that market that secondary push this morning. So, yeah, we're gonna go. I'm gonna sit this one out for now, but
Okay.
Utah is the side here if it dips a bit.
Okay, so two best bets here today. Excuse me. Rangers, Panthers under 6 minus 110, and Preds, Jets under 6 minus 106. Those are our two. We got to get to goal score parlay to wrap this one up. I'm not entirely sure what we're gonna do here. Do you guys want to? Alber, is there anybody?
Just
in
SGP all the Panthers. Just SGP all the Panthers.
I was gonna say, is there anybody in that game that you're looking at that's you think is gonna score tonight?
Yeah, let's find a Panther.
Okay. So Money, do you want to make a pick in one of the other games?
Yeah. I've got Nick Schmaltz is going to score a goal tonight.
There we go. Okay, let's put that one in. Nick Schmaltz goal. We'll wait for plus 270. We'll wait for Alber to find the Panther. I'll try to find something here quickly.
What do we think about Carter Verhaeghe plus 200?
Yeah. Although, what's going to happen when Shesterkin gets a shutout tonight?
You think the Rangers are defensively capable of allowing their goalie to get a shutout?
No.
Yeah.
Let's just give up one goal. I'm good.
Exactly.
Okay. Verhaeghe in.
I think I could have honestly, like, I could have named like Dmitry Kulikov, and we all would have been like, yeah, that sounds about right. Adam Boquist, yup, lock. AJ Greer, done. Just pick a fucking Panther.
Let's go.
What's the other game?
We need one more.
Winnipeg game.
Yeah, I'm looking at the BetSamp Pro tool, seeing what the best we got is. I mean, I don't know. Perfetti 320. What do you guys think? Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
Sure.
All right, there you go. There's the three. Perfetti 320, and that'll close it out. Those are the three that we've got for today. All right, this is quite literally the lowest odds ones that we've got. Three legs. We have Schmaltz, Verhaeghe, and Cole Perfetti. $10 on this.
Just 45 to 1.
456. Just 45 to 1 on this. There you go. Those are your three for today. The two sides and totals that we have two totals actually. Rangers Panthers under 6 minus 110, and Nashville Winnipeg under 6 minus 106. That'll do it for the show here today. Thank you so much to everyone who tuned in, who hit that like button, who subscribed here to the channel. We will be back.
/therapy session.
Yes, show/therapy. We will be back tomorrow.
Or maybe another one tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, that's what we need. We'll be back tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time for the full slate to close out the 2024 calendar year. Full 4-man panel as well to help break down all the games. So make sure to turn on notifications so you don't miss the show. Once we go live tomorrow, if you did enjoy the show today, hit that like button, subscribe on your way out. Thank you so much to everyone who tuned in here. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time show as usual. Enjoy the games tonight. Good luck on your bets.